We are joined now by forensic anthropologist Dr. Erin Kimmerle from the University of Southern Florida. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. The question on many people's minds now is, how did Brian Laundrie die and when? Why did they send Brian Laundrie's body to an anthropologist instead of just the coroner? What are you trained to identify?
Right. Well, it's very common for forensic anthropologists to get involved anytime there's decomposing or skeletonized remains. We work as essentially expert witness or scientific witness for medical examiners. Florida does not have a coroner system. It has a medical examiner system. And so that would be the big difference in terms of when a coroner gets involved. It would have to be one of those states.
So there are a lot of theories floating around about how long Laundrie had been dead and whether his parents or others tampered with evidence or the remains. Based on what we know at this point and the fact that the area had been waterlogged for weeks, will anyone be able to determine if the body was moved or tampered with, you think?
Well, one of the things that happens in Florida during the rainy season is the low-lying areas will fill up with water and remains can become scattered quite easily. And so you have these post-mortem after-death processes that affect the scene. So if they can clear that out and properly excavate that scene, then you get a lot of that information and context back. And so that would be the key for trying to make interpretations about the circumstances surrounding death. If there's injuries to the bones, then that would help inform as to what the cause of death might have been.
And we are talking about a Florida swamp. There are alligators, there's other wildlife at play. You actually specialize in exactly these types of conditions, not the most hospitable environment.
It's not. And, vultures and birds really do the most damage, both in terms of to the remains themselves and to scattering them around. So the fact that it's wooded and wet doesn't deter them at all.
Do you think this anthropologist will be able to determine a cause and a time of death?
I think that if there were injuries and they affected bone, then that would be very evident. They'd be able to say that. If it turns out that it was something that only affected soft tissue, or if it's something that involves only toxicology, then I think that's where the question remains in terms of what they'll be able to figure out.
And finally, what challenges does water pose? Because we understand, if we are to believe what we've been told by police and others, that the body was underwater for some amount of time, at least enough time for it to be decomposing the way it did.
Usually the biggest challenge for that is with the identification process. It can slow decomposition down a little bit, although it's been very hot in Florida. And obviously the remains were identified very quickly. So in that regard, it's really just a matter of whether they can have the ground surface, whether the water is all receded or not, in order to process that and excavate that surface to find any additional evidence or information.
How long does this process typically take?
The excavation, generally about a week, if I would say, for a case like this where it's scattered, generally about a week.
Okay, well, Dr. Kimmerle, thank you. We appreciate the insight tonight. It's a different perspective and one you're an expert in, so we appreciate you joining us. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks.